Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. It is Tuesday. Oh man, hopefully the start to your week is good. Hopefully you had a good holiday week last week, Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. Hopefully you ate a lot of good food and you still got leftovers, all that good stuff. So let's get into today's episode. We have a very interesting thread that I am very excited to get through. So today's thread is, ladies, what was the weirdest DM you ever got from a guy? So, I'm excited to see what crazy ass shit these dudes have sent to y'all in your DMs, because I know dudes nowadays are just, man, dudes nowadays are crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know where they be getting the idea that the crazy shit that they say is like it works or that a girl would respond to it. I ain't gonna lie to you. Let's just get into it. Let's see what's up. So ladies, what was the weirdest DM you've gotten from a guy? I'm not a girl, but a guy has said this to me. Hey baby, why don't you come over and give me a good sucking with that mouth of yours? Here's my Snapchat, and then proceeded to send me a Rickroll link. Bro, what? Imagine being a girl and you get a DM like that. Hey baby, why don't you come over and give me a good sucking? What the fuck, bro? That is some wild shit, man. Like, what would make you think that a girl would open that message and be like, oh, hell yeah, send me the address? Like, some dudes, I think, just watch too much porn. If I'm being honest with you, bro, I think some dudes just watch too much porn. They get into this idea where they think like porn scenarios will happen in real life. And this, you can just be like, yeah, girl, suck on my wiener. And she's just like, oh, I've been waiting for you to ask. You know what I mean? I think dudes just watch way too much porn and they just think like, yeah, I could pull this off, It's like, bro, crazy. All right, ladies, what was the weirdest DM you've ever gotten from a guy? You would be fuckable even if you were dead.
Bruh.
Come on, man. Again, what cereal box did you get that from? You know what I mean? Because there's no way that's worked for you ever. Like the only way, and this is how I feel like I can justify these guys sending this, is they feel like this has worked before. I feel like he said that to a girl and the girl was just like, oh my God, that's crazy. And he was like, oh, it worked. Oh, that worked. Did you see her laugh? And you know what I mean? And it's just like, nah, bro. Nah, she laughed like, please get away from me. You seem like a serial killer. But see, some dudes don't know how to interpret that though. Some dudes think like, oh, she laughed. Oh, that means it worked, So he took to the gram and was just like, yeah, girl, you'd be fuckable even if you were dead. Bro. All right. Ladies, what was the weirdest DM you've ever got from a guy? From a guy in Spain who has the same uncommon last name as me. Hey, I think we are cousins. I hope not. I've always wanted to fuck an American. Like,
What?
What? Why? Why would you hit her with the whole I hope we're not cousins? Like, if a girl had the same last name as me, I'd be like, my pickup line instantly would be like, hey, if you and I got married, we wouldn't have to change our name, or you wouldn't have to change your last name, or I'd have done something like, oh man, you already took my last name, now it's time for you to take my heart. Or, you know what I mean? It's corny, but at least it's not like, oh, I want to fuck my cousin. Nigga. Like, like, bro, get a little clever with it at least. Like, bro, and then my thing is, like, why go sexual with it? Like, I just gave you 2 good ones, and I didn't have to go sexual with it. I was like, bruh, what the hell, man? You go straight to cousin fucking? This girl's like, yeah, you're a weirdo. You're a weird. Mine, at least, she would have gave it a little chuckle, like, all right, that was corny, but it was cute. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bruh. I think where guys go wrong is they bust the gate down with the sexual shit, and it's like, no, fam, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Man, that's bad. That is all bad, especially when you, like, the name is doing it for you, my guy. And the fact that you guys both have a very uncommon last name, oh, hell yeah. She would have loved the whole, oh, you already took my last name, now it's time for you to take my heart, Like, that one, I think, would have gave, yes, it's corny, but she would have got a little chuckle out of it. And then I think she would kind of been like, all right, I'm kind of interested. Like, where's he going with this? I want to see what his follow-up is after that. She would have been a little intrigued, but you went straight to cousin fucking. That's wild. All right, man. All right. Ladies, what is the weirdest DM you've ever gotten from a guy? Will you marry me? From my college boyfriend of one day.
What did he say?
Why? What, was this man serious? I think because she put this in this thread, man's was really serious. Like, one day. That's like picking out your wedding cake on the first date. Yo, I guarantee you homeboy probably did. I guarantee you homeboy was like, oh yeah, we're going to go to like this cool little pastry spot. And then out of nowhere, they're like, oh, look, it's the Lovebirds. Are you guys ready to pick out your wedding cake? And she's just like, our what? Wait, what? This is our first date. And then homeboy is like,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Your first date? Hey, yo, hey, homie, let me talk to you real quick. Nigga, this is the first date? He's like, yeah, it's the first date. What's wrong with that? Nigga, you said y'all was getting married. It's like, yeah, we're gonna get married. It's like, what the fuck? If she hasn't already left the building, she definitely does want to leave the building. What are you doing? And if the cake guy didn't do that, oh, you ain't looking out for homie. Because I know if I was a cake decorator, dude, and I found out this was the first date, yeah, I would have pulled that nigga aside and I'd have been like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This is the first date. And you taking her wedding cake shopping? Bruh. Man, I would have slapped him some sense of that, man. I'd be like, if you don't get the fuck out of my store, go take this girl to like go bowling or some shit. You know what I mean? Like some real first date shit. Get the fuck out of my face and I better not see you at least for another 2 years. What the fuck are you talking about on the first date? Taking this bitch cake shopping. The hell are you doing? He's that type of dude, man. That is wild. Oh, man. All right, ladies, what was the weirdest DM you ever got from a guy? That he loved my fair skin and the fact that I looked fertile. I was 15. Bro. Oh my goodness, man. Oh. Oh. It's funny. I was talking to a coworker at work, right? And I was like, have you noticed that like pedophilia has become rampant lately? I mean rampant. So much to the point where motherfuckers are live streaming themselves catching predators online. That's how rampant that shit is. Like back when I was a kid, maybe, high school, coming out of high school kind of thing, motherfuckers kept that shit on the DL like a motherfucker. Like, you just didn't know. You didn't know that's how, like, sneaky they was. But now, these motherfuckers are just blatant with it. They're just out on the street like, yeah, love 15-year-old girls. That's my shit. I go to high schools and I wait for them to get out of school so I could pick them up while they're walking home and shit. Like, bro, this mess is wild. And it's crazy because, the coworker I was talking to, he's got a daughter. And she, I think, is 14. And I'm like, bro, it's a good thing that you pick her up from school because, niggas be doing this shit. They're just out here, man. Like, I feel bad for those kids that gotta walk home from school. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. Because these little niggas be touching, dude booty all day. Like, they don't care. They don't care the gender. They just want a little young something. That is wild to me, man. Pedophilia has gone rampant. Gone rampant. Like I said, to the point where motherfuckers are live streaming themselves, catching them in the act. It's wild. It is absolutely wild to me. Oh my God, man. All right. Ladies, what is the weirdest DM that you've gotten from a guy? Do you want me to take your period away for 9 months, bruh? Bruh. What? What? Man's out here is like, yeah, she'll totally agree to me just coming out of nowhere being like, I'll get you pregnant. And she's like, yes. Like, bro, why did you think that type of interaction would happen? Like, he literally saw this girl on the gram and was just like, you know what? She looks like the type of girl that if I DM'd her, yo, let me get you pregnant, she would say yes. Sending that shit right now. Boom. Boom. Sent. Done. Like, you have to be one demented motherfucker to think that a girl would see that DM and be like, say less. Send me your address. I'm telling you, dudes just watch too much porn, bro. They do. They watch too much porn. They watch so much porn to the point where they think that they can just say this kind of shit. These weird, corny lines and stuff, and girls will be into it. Because that's how porn is, really. Porn, the guy is just like, says some weird, corny shit. Holy shit, love to, how about I not take away your period for 9 months? And they're like, oh, yeah, that would sound amazing. Like, bro, no, it just, oh, man. It's one of those things where, like, it'd be making me ashamed to be a dude. I'm like, man, what the fuck? Is this why I can't get a girlfriend? This shit? These motherfuckers? Because think about it. She gets a DM, right? She gets a DM from this dude talking about, oh, let me get rid of your period for 9 months. And then I DM her something normal, like, hey, thought you looked cute, whatever, love to take you out, blah, blah, blah. She looks at me and she's just like, nah, you a 9 month weird nigga. No thanks. I'm good. And I'm just like, oh man, what? And the craziest thing is I don't know that was sent. You know what I mean? I don't know that crazy dude before me sent that crazy shit. You know what I mean? She just lumped me in with all that. And I'm just like, oh man, that's some bull. That, man, craziness. You dudes be out here fucking it up. All right. Ladies, what is the weirdest DM that you have gotten from a guy? I was in an online D&D group and the only female. Ooh. Yeah, I know these nerdy niggas were like, oh, yes, we finally got us a girl. Oh, my God. I can't wait to courtship this one. Oh, man, I was 14 and the oldest player was 27. Yo. Oh, damn. Oh, would regularly flirt with me while we played, but I let it pass. And even was flattered by it because it was in character. Until he messaged me saying how he would stare at the only picture I'd ever sent the group, which was of my dice and featured some of my hand.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
So mans was just like, I never seen your face, but your hand. Oh, brother, your hand. It's my shit. I love your hand. Let's see. Every time he beat his meat, and that he wished I could be his pet. Yeah, blocked and left the group. Apologized to the DM though. Bruh. Why? Why would you think that? Look, and I'm not trying to say that all, D&D dudes are weird and this and that. I'm not saying that. But if I'm being honest with you, you know what I mean? The majority of these kind of guys, the moment they get a girl in there, they're just like, oh, shit. Yes. That's what I'm talking about, And I think this goes just for any group. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even if it was all adults. You know what I mean? Once these niggas get a girl up in there, they're just like, yeah. Oh, baby. I am a level 50 warlock. Is that hot to you? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. They get a girl up in the group and they're like, let's go. But why did they even accept you? I ain't gonna lie, I would have told you, like, no, you're 14. You can't join. You can't join this shit. Because the fucked up thing is the other people in the D&D group knew that he was a weirdo like that. And the fact that they let a 14-year-old girl in there, yeah, I would have told that girl, no. Because we got a weird nigga in there and that man's crazy. And he gonna try some shit. No thanks. I get it, it's online, so they probably looked at it like, what's the harm? It's online. But even then, I would think that in a way is kind of worse, because then he could like go and privately harass her to the point where it's like, we don't know about it, and you guys, he's trying to do that without us knowing. But yeah, that's crazy. Homeboy was just like, I saw that picture with your hand in it. Made my mushroom tip hard. Oh man. Oh, can you give me one from the forearm down to the hand? I just need a little more. Just need a little more of that smooth skin, you know what I mean? Oh, Jesus. Ladies, what was the weirdest DM you've gotten from a guy? Can I have a tit pic? No, what the fuck? Come on, it's Halloween, bruh. Come on, man. Bro was just like, hey, it's festive season. Can't you just show me a little titty? You know what I mean? Just pop a little titty real quick. It's Halloween. Why not? Like, bro, you would have had a better opportunity to see some titty if you would have just went to like a Halloween party or something. Or you would have went to like a Halloween get together, soiree, whatever. You know what I mean? You would have had way more chance to get a titty there than trying to message some girl randomly on a fucking Instagram or whatever. You know, like, come on, bruh. Come on, man. What are we doing here? Wild. Like I said, it was one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be a dude. All right, we're going to do 2 more and we'll end the thread. Ladies, what was the weirdest DM that you've gotten from a guy? Send floor pics. Said some male from Discord, stared at the DM confused and politely denied him, but he follows it up with, I just like nice floors. Several states allow bestiality, yet I'm in the wrong here. I still don't understand. Wait, what? So mans was like, hey baby, send me a picture of your floor. What? Was that a secret way to say, hey, send me a picture of your feet? Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he looks at it like, you know, most girls are going to take a picture of the floor and maybe their feet will be in the picture. And then he's just like, jackpot. You know what I mean? Like it's a non-weird way to be like, send me a picture of your feety weeties. That's what I'm thinking. Because man's, I think, has asked for feet pics before and it hasn't gone well. So then I think he developed a way to like ask for the feet pics, but on the sly, you know, like say he gets a picture of just the floor, right? And then he's like, oh, no. Like stand up and then just like angle it down at the floor. You know, that's the best angle for me. You know, like homeboy knows what he's doing. Homeboy playing the game. I think he's a feet lover. I think that's what that is. Yeah, I think he's a feet lover. I think he's one of those dudes. He's asking for feet pics without asking for feet pics. You know what I mean? So that way he doesn't come off as a weirdo, but he still gets the picture of the feet, which I really don't get what's sexy about feet. But, you know, like I would rub my girl's feet all day long. You know what I mean? But I don't find them sexy. Like me rubbing on her feet wouldn't get my dick hard. You know? That's why I never understood about the whole feet fetish thing. You know, that's another thing that's really gone rampant lately is the whole feet thing. Like, motherfuckers just coming out of the woodwork like, yeah, bro, I love me some feet. And I'm like, nigga, who in the hell? Since when? You know, they be coming out the woodwork loving feet. That shit is crazy to me. But, hey, you know, and teach his own, do what you gonna do. But yeah. All right, this will be our last one for this thread. Ladies, what was the weirdest DM that you have gotten from a guy? Will you please mail me a box of your toenail clippings? I would be honored to chew them.
Bruh.
What? I mean, it's bad enough you like feet, but nigga, toenails? I am convinced dudes will buy anything as long as it's from an attractive girl. Literally, bath water, farts, hot breath. Like, there was literally a girl, and I saw this, I think it was on X. This one girl, she sold her breath in a jar. Literally, she would take a jar and go, and then put a cap on it, and niggas on her OnlyFans were buying it for $15 a pop. I'm like, huh? What? Don't get me wrong, the girl was really pretty, but there ain't no way I'd pay $15 for her going in a jar, nigga. I don't get it. And then you know, the bath water shit, the fucking farts in a jar is wild. I know there was some girl that was like, she had fucked up her whole diet or whatever just so that she could fart in jars and send it to niggas, and I'm just like, bro. I truly believe dudes will buy anything from a girl that is attractive. You know, this bitch could, and sorry if you're eating, but bitches could throw up in a fucking jar and niggas will buy it. They'd be like, yeah, man, I got this famous girl streamer's barf in a fucking, bro. Oh, my Lord. Like, if you're willing to, you could probably shit in a jar. And a dude would just be like, yo, my Kelly Clark doo-doo came. Yo, imagine going to your friend's house, right? And you see a jar on their desk and you're like, yo, what is this? And like, yo, that's my Kelly Clark doo-doo, bruh. You're like, you're what doo-doo? He's like, yeah, bro, this is my jar doo-doo, man. I bought this shit for like $30. Bro. Oh my God. And it's crazy to me that it's like, I'm sure there's a girl out there that has gotten requested to be paid for a jar of her dookie. I ain't gonna lie. I guarantee you it's happened. He's just like, yeah, girl, just shit in that jar and send it to me. You know, man. Oh, Lordy. That's going to be the end of that thread, bro. You guys let me know what you think about that thread. Men are just lost today. It is over. Goodness gracious. I can see why a majority of women do not like most men. Because they are just weird, bro. And it's like, for what? For what? Bruh. There's no reason. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. And if you ladies out there have had a crazy DM from a dude, please put it down in the comments. I'd love to laugh at it. All right. So that's going to be today's thread. We're going to hop through announcements and then we're going to get right on into today's scenarios. So patreon.com/Am I the Asshole Podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. Audio listeners, thank you guys so much for all of the support. You guys are the real goats. Love seeing the support and you guys coming out every week. Even though it was Thanksgiving, you guys still came out and supported and checked out the episode, all that good stuff. You guys came out because you just wanted the King of Wrath. You know what I mean? You stop it. It's okay. I work hard for you guys. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the King of Wrath episode that we did on Thanksgiving. So audio listeners, thank you guys for coming out, downloading, all that good stuff, rating us 5 stars on your preferred platform. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing on YouTube. All of that is free and it helps out the channel tremendously. Thank you guys so much. If you want to catch our live streams, we live stream every Friday, Sunday, and Monday. So come on out, hang out with your boy, and chat with me, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get right on into today's scenarios. All right, our first one is, am I the asshole for telling my son he basically caused his own breakup? All right, my son never once went to see his long distance lover, who came to visit him nearly every month. He refused to try despite my constant encouragement, in part because my wife insisted that she was afraid of his flying. Eventually, the relationship ended and the girlfriend is now seeing someone else. I explained to my kid that I knew why she left and that he was to blame for it because he had made no attempt to maintain the connection. He and my wife are now furious with me. Am I the asshole for expressing it? I continue to believe that it was true. No, you're not an asshole at all because that's your job as the dad. You know what I mean? I always look at it like, as the dad, in a parenting situation, you kind of have to be the villain. If I'm being honest with you, you got to be the villain. You got to be the one that tells your kid the uncomfortable truth. You have to be the one to tell your kid how the world really works. You're the one that has to really tell your kid, like, hey, man, this is what it is. It's your fault. This is the reason why it happened. All of that. Like, and if you got to be the bad guy for it, you got to be the bad guy for it. But did you lie? Because this is something that even I realized in my early 20s, going into my late 20s and stuff, is that a lot of the shit that my dad said to me, I was like, damn, that nigga was right. Because life has this weird thing, this weird way of taking things that you have, disregarded in the past and bringing them around to you and making you realize, oh shit, maybe what my mom was saying was real. Maybe what my dad was saying was some true shit. You know what I mean? And I've gone through that a lot of times. And it's funny because, my little brother, I had to be that to him. I had to be the kind of the villain and let him know that, hey, look, man, the shit you're doing ain't right and it's, not cool and all that stuff. And my mom was upset at me over that. And I told her, like, somebody's got to be the villain. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to tell him the truth. Because you guys are sitting here giving him too many comforting lies. And he's not improving. He's not doing what he needs to do. And I think that he's gotten to a point now where he realizes, holy shit, maybe my brother was right. Because I got to that same point in life where I was like, damn. All that shit my dad was talking and all that. Yeah, that was some true shit. Fuck. And so I've learned that life is kind of, life does that to you. It finds ways to show you that the shit that you were like, nah, you a liar. Nah, you ain't saying nothing. It finds a way to show you that, oh shit. And it's one of those things where your son's going to realize it. Definitely. And then on top of that, I would have probably told him, hey, look, son, long distance relationships never work. Ever. They never work. There's always one person that's either kind of cheating or there's one person that's not really into the relationship as much as the other person. There's always going to be, that situation where it's going to, one person or the other is going to stray eventually, and that's what it comes down to. These type of relationships just don't work. You shouldn't really be trying to get into long distance relationships because of that, because this dude that she's dating now, if I'm being honest with you, I guarantee you homeboy was kind of just laying in the wait, like this was one of those dudes that was kind of probably just laying in the wait, waiting for his turn. The moment, she got hurt by this dude, he swooped right on in, man. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I think it is. It's a thing where, that for him, he kind of looked at it like, it is what it is. He thought this girl was, so obsessed with him that she wasn't ever going to leave. But he probably didn't realize that there was a dude in laying wait. And she probably looked at it like, why the fuck am I putting all my effort and energy into this dude who I hardly see, hardly talks to me, when I got this dude right here that I see all the time, that I'm around all the time. He's putting all this effort into me, even though niggas in the friend zone. Like, maybe I'm going to pull his bitch ass out of the friend zone to see what it's like. You know what I mean? Having a boyfriend that's always around that I can hang out with and talk to all the time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Yeah. Just let me know what you think about it in the comments. But I don't think the dad's an asshole. He told his son the truth. And I think that is better than lying to him. All right. My friends say I should wait him out. Okay. I, 25 female, started talking to 29 male on Hinge, now text a week ago, a few texts a day, and the aim was for a coffee date early this week. 4 days ago, he stopped replying. Yesterday, I got a text saying he had forgotten about me. He was just busy and he would reply soon. That's already... being honest with you. The radio silence is neither here nor there. I can also ghost as I have a crazy job and do shift work. For me, the issue is the times I have said I would be available for the date have come and gone. Normally, I'm a text today, date tomorrow person, and to be honest, I feel put on ice and I don't like it at all. I was ready to block and unmatch days ago, but I have had a bad year with dating, and being black in a majority white area is proving difficult on the apps. My girlfriend said that I need to give him a chance because he matches everything I'm looking for: career, attractive values, age, etc. And he was pretty passionate that in the replies at first and planned the date himself. Am I being too strict? I rarely date, so this is all weird to me. All right. You're probably not going to listen to this advice anyway, but I'm going to give it to you just because you wrote into the show. It's one of those things where you got to understand, I get that this dude may seem perfect and he may be the guy that you want, and that's why, it to you feels like he is worth waiting for. But if I'm being honest with you, you're only going to get played. You're only going to get played by this guy. That is legitimately what's going to happen. You're only going to get fucking played by this guy. If you go out on a date with this dude, right? And you guys hit it off and this and that and everything's going cool well and stuff like that. What's going to happen is homeboy is going to get the coochie and then he's just going to drift on off. Or if he doesn't drift off, he's going to keep getting the coochie but talking to other girls, making you think, oh yeah, the relationship's coming soon. The situationship will turn into a relationship, and then it never does. And the reason I know this is because of how he is acting now. You need to understand that, and this is for both sides, that nobody is ever too busy to text anyone. Texting takes 2 seconds. All right? Texting takes 2 seconds. Nobody is ever too busy to text somebody back. My motto is if they aren't texting you back, they're texting someone else. And it is what it is. Like back when I did the dating apps, I did it for like a month or two. And there would be a lot of times where there would be some girls that I would get responses right away. You know what I mean? And her and I would have that nice back and forth conversation. Then we set up a date. And everything would be cool. She'd either flake or she'd go. But there were some girls where it was like we would talk for a little bit and then it would stop. And then she would reply to me like a day later or whatever. Those girls, I was like unmatched peas and chicken grease. Why? Because it's a thing where I already know that you are talking to who you actually want to talk to. Let's be honest here. You're talking to who you actually want to talk to. I'm kind of just the fall guy. I'm kind of just the dude that you're going to talk to in between. And it is what it is. Like, my thing is if I look at it like if a girl is not into me, she's just not into me. Yeah, I don't really care to play the game of like, oh yeah, she's dating and she's in between and, she's multi-dating guys. Nah, I'm good. I just don't see the point. It's either you're into me or you're not. I don't care for this whole I gotta talk you into liking me or I gotta prove to you I'm the better guy. Nah, go ahead, have those guys. I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time. I'm just not. You're either into me or you're not. And what I've noticed with women mainly is that, a girl that actually likes you, oh, she's going to go to the ends of the earth. She'll call off work to go on that date with you if she really likes you. You know what I mean? And dudes are the same. Like, if this guy is not calling off to go out on a date with you, you know what I mean? Or really carving out that time to go on a date with you, he is not that interested. He's not. I guarantee you, girl, you're going to wait for this dude. You guys are going to go on a date. He's going to say all the right things and do all the right stuff. He's going to get that coochie. And then you guys are going to be in a situationship. You're going to be waiting for the relationship. It's never going to happen. You're going to find out he's talking to other bitches. And then you're going to be like, what the fuck? Why are you talking to other girls? Oh, well, we ain't serious. And you're going to be like, wow, why I just wasted my time with this dude? I get it. A lot of girls nowadays have very high standards. They look at it like once they find a guy that meets the criteria, they be going to above and beyond for that dude. Yeah, and I get that. But if I'm being honest with you, you a black girl, get you a nice little white dude. You be all right. You know what I mean? I get it. They mushroom tip ain't that big. But I mean, get a dude that can do some good cuddling. You'll be all right. But I'm just saying, those are the realities of your situation. And that's the way he's moving is showing you that that is how that's going to go, and because it's a thing where when somebody's actually interested in another person and you guys are actually interested in each other, you guys aren't going to talk a lot. There is not going to be oh, I was busy. Oh, I couldn't. Yeah, there might be that here and there every once in a while, but it's not going to be continuous like it has with you. And then the nigga over here talking about, oh, I completely forgot about you. That's crazy. That nigga didn't no. What it was is he was talking to another girl that whole time. That's what it really was. He was talking to another girl. He went on a date with that other girl. Things probably didn't work out. So then he was like, oh yeah, let me hit up Dark Chocolate real quick. Hey, I forgot you were in my thing, man. I've been busy, this and that. Like, so I take it how you will. I try to give a lot of girls, dating advice when it comes to that, but a lot of times they don't take the advice. And then a couple months later down the road, they're like, oh yeah, you were right. And I'm like, you didn't take my advice, did you? you had to touch the stove to know it was hot. That's what I've noticed too with a lot of women. I've given a lot of women advice on this show, and the thing is they don't take it. They need to touch the stove to know that it's hot. I tell them that the stove is hot, and then they're like, no, it's not. And then they touch it, and they'll come back months later and they'll DM me either on TikTok or on Instagram, and they'll be like, yeah, the stove's hot. And I'm like, I know, I told you it was hot, sweetheart, but you didn't want to listen. So that's okay. It's all right. Now we know that the stove is hot. So next time, when somebody is trying to help you out, maybe listen to them a little bit, maybe. But hey, to each its own, do what you gonna do. You know what I mean? All right. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. Let's get on to the next one. Am I wrong for being upset that my boyfriend won't apologize after punching me in the stomach? Bruh, who the fuck are you dating? What? Why haven't you broken up with this man? He punched you in the stomach. Like, what the fuck? She's just like, oh, no. Like you don't see how soft he hits me when we're alone. Like, bruh. All right. I, 24 female, was play fighting with my boyfriend, 26 male, yesterday. He was calling me names that as a joke, so I lightly punched him while laughing, which is something I usually do when we were messing around. Or he makes a dark joke about me. This time though, he punched me back in my stomach hard, which knocked the air out of me. I told him it hurt when he did that, and he told me that he didn't care because I shouldn't have punched him because it also hurt. For context, I'm only 5 feet tall and he's 5'11". I'm almost he's almost 60 pounds heavier than me. I feel like giving my height and weight. What the hell? I feel like given my height and weight, me punching him lightly will have had as much of an impact or hurt him as he did to me. His intentions seemed different from mine when he punched my stomach because he was laughing or smiling like I was, or he wasn't laughing like I was. There is a history and a pattern of domestic violence with the women in my family, so I'm particularly sensitive when it comes to these things like this because I refuse to be another statistic in my family and become another victim of physical abuse. I feel like regardless of the circumstances, a man should never feel comfortable thinking it's okay to hit or punch a woman. Facts. Especially one who is in a long-term relationship with a girl a lot smaller than him. I was very upset and still angry about what he did, and I've told him, but he doesn't seem to care and hasn't apologized or spoken to me properly since it happened. Am I wrong for being upset that he punched me back and thinking it was a red flag? You are not wrong or, the asshole at all in this situation. Like, what the fuck? Again, if you haven't left him already, the fuck is wrong with you? Because I always tell girls that be in this situation, you know, their dude will do something kind of sus or kind of crazy, and then they're just like questioning it. And I'm like, sweetheart, you got to understand that this is only a precursor to what he's going to do later on. Like, if he's okay with punching you now, he's going to be okay with punching you later on. And probably over something far less, if I'm being honest with you. So you got to understand that if you stay in this, it's only going to get worse than this situation. Homeboy might punch you in the face. You know, think about it. You might irritate him a little bit, and you're trying to be playful and irritate him. He's like, no, get the fuck out of my face, blah, blah. You know, and you're like, oh, you like it? And then, you know, he, bah! You know what I mean? Knocks your lights out. Like, this is only a precursor to what is going to happen in the future. So it's like, if I'm being honest with you, I'd break up with this nigga immediately. Any dude, and I mean any dude that feels like they're comfortable with just hitting a girl, you should go. Because that, I would argue that's him. You know what I mean? That's just his true intentions. You know, like a lot of these dudes that are just kind of naturally abusive like that, they'll hold it in for a while. You know what I mean? They'll put a veil up for a minute and try to make it seem like that's not who they are. And, you know, some of them are you know, trying to change, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this. But then their emotions get the best of them. You know, and I think that's what happened in this situation. Emotions got the best of him. And, you know, his true side came out, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, his true side came out. Because me, I look at it like, I don't care how much a girl annoys me, I'm not going to hit her. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, if you guys are like play fighting and stuff like that, bro, she's small. She weighs nothing. Pick her up. You know what I mean? Pick her up. You don't got to hit her. Pick her up. Pick her up and put her over your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, you know, like, what are we doing here? You know, like you can manhandle her in ways that aren't violent. Yeah, like it's one of those things where, you know, if your girlfriend is significantly shorter than you and she's just hitting on you or whatever, pick her up like the little child she is and hold her over your shoulder and be like, yeah, I'm not putting you down until you calm the fuck down. Yeah, you know, like, you ain't gotta hit her. But like I said, that's what makes me think that is truly who he is, and he was just hiding that fact, you know, until it came out. So, yeah, man. Break up with that dude, and I don't think you're in the wrong. You guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments. Let's get on to our next one. Do you think she cheated? Ooh, let's get into it. My girlfriend of 3 years, 19 female, was out with her friend one night. I was out with my friends. 2 random guys go to her and her friend and start buying them rounds of drinks of the next 2 hours while I was in the same venue. I say something to her, but she just says I should trust her. Then she tells me she's going home and kisses me goodbye, but turns off her location as soon as she leaves, and turns out she went home with the guy. It was 1 a.m. Oh, bruh. That's the end of the story right there. If you know for sure she went home with this dude, yeah. She at least gave this man a BJ. At least. I say they fucked. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we'll keep reading your story anyway. She then denied having any knowledge of going to his house.
Stop the cap.
Come on, man. Or turning off her location and saying it was her friend who took her there, and swearing on my life over and over, telling me to trust her and blaming it was all on her friend, and ended up staying there till 4:30 a.m. Bro, I'd have been like, we're done, bro. We're done. The moment I found out that you were at his house, regardless, I don't give a shit if your friend took you there. You were there. You were there regardless. You could have took an Uber home. You could have had me call you an Uber. Like, if you knew that was the game plan and you weren't down, you would have went back in the venue. You would have found me and be like, hey, babe, can you call me an Uber? Or you would have called yourself an Uber. But no. You were voluntarily, oh, yeah, I'll go over. I'll hang out. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I confronted her the next day and she said that she doesn't want to talk about it. If I keep asking, I'll get hurt, and that she did nothing wrong and wasn't lying to me. And we have this thing called a pinky swear. So she was saying all that shit and saying she didn't know she was going with him. Her friend is completely responsible. She was throwing up the whole time. I think he meant irresponsible just because, but I don't know. Which turned out to be a lie. And then she's bringing up all the issues about me and that I never prioritize her and that I don't trust her, and then dumps me. Yeah, that's gaslighting 101, man. Because what she was doing was trying to justify her actions as, oh, you don't pay attention to me. Oh, you don't do this to me. Oh, you don't do this for me. She cheated. She fucked the shit out of that dude. Or he fucked the shit out of her. Like, come on, man. Yeah. No. She denied cheating, and her mom said to me, she doesn't cheat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, bro. No, the moment I confirmed that she went to man's house, over with, over and done, decided she cheated. Easy as that, man. Easy as that. And then the fact that you were sitting there and trying to push it and all this kind of stuff. Oh, no, you cheated. This and that, bro. The moment I found that out, I'd be like, we're done. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. And, oh, I didn't know we were going this way. I don't care. You went to his house. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you guys played checkers all night. You went to another man's house and you got a man. No thanks. Bye. You could have gotten yourself an Uber. You could have walked back to the venue and had me get you an Uber. You could have spent the rest of the night with me. We could have left together. Like, there were so many avenues for you to get out of this situation. You're over here saying you only went because of your friend. You were saying you didn't know that you were going to his house. Like, come on, man. You had to have known. But I wouldn't have even fought her on it. Just the fact that you went to his house, we're done. I don't care what you did. I don't care if you sucked on his dick. I don't care if you let him fuck you. I don't care if you guys played checkers all night. I don't give a shit what you did. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I really don't. The fact that you went to his house, kaputski. You know what I mean? And when you get into another relationship with a girl, bro, and shit like this happens, hey, we're done. We're just done. You know what I mean? You don't need to get an answer, and you don't need to confront her and all this bullshit. Because what I've noticed, all right, in my 30 years of life, is that when you deal with situations in a relationship, a lot of times it's best to just walk away. It's best to just walk away from the relationship. You know what I mean? Not even burden yourself on the why and the what happened and oh my God, why did this happen? And oh, why me? And you know what I mean? A lot of times it's just like, fuck it. Walk away. Ignorance is bliss. You know? A lot of people want to know. A lot of people are like, why me? What happened? What did you do? All this stuff. Nah. Ignorance is bliss. As I've gotten older and as I've dealt with more women and I've gone through relationships and stuff, I don't care to know why you're dumping me. I don't care to know why you went to homeboy's house. I don't care to know why, you were having romantic texts with him or you hung out with this dude or anything like that. Nope. You crossed my boundary. You knew what it was and I'm leaving. We're done. And I have no more words at that point. There's no more talking. There's no more this, no more that, because you did what you did and it's over. and you just walk away from it. Ignorance is bliss, if I'm being honest with you. Now, are there times where, little shit happens and you want to talk it out or whatever? Sure. But when it comes to stuff like this, where it's blatant, for a fact, yeah, she, to some degree, crossed your boundary, because that's what it is. She crossed the boundary. There's no way you should be going to another dude's house regardless. You know what I mean? Without me being there. So, again, don't confront and do all this other stuff. No, she crossed the boundary. She cheated. Peace and chicken grease. Go have fun, living single, because that's how you want to live. Because that's what that tells me, is that you want to be a single girl. You know what I mean? That's what you want. You want to be a single girl. So go ahead. Go ahead. Be that single girl. Enjoy it. Have fun. So, you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments, as well as everything we've gone over today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Today's episode was pretty juicy. Again, hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. I can't wait to get through this week, man. The year is almost over. This week will be the free Patreon Day episode, so look out for that. You guys will be getting a Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday episode, so definitely look out for that. We'll be doing King of Wrath. We're almost done with that book. I think we're like 80% done with that book. We're very close. So we're almost done with that. We'll be continuing that on Thursday. Then we'll have the free Patreon episode on Friday. So you guys are going to get a lot of episodes today. You're going to get a lot of good content this week. So hope you guys enjoy. Love you all. I will see you on Thursday for the book. And yeah, that's it. Peace.